So we've seen the new late game enemies in the forest. It's time to put them to the test and see what works and what doesn't work. What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to the forest. Mad Vlad is the name and the forest is the game, and in today's episode, that's right, we're prepping to start a new series on this game. Now, I want this to be one of the longest running series I've ever done, but before we do that, we need to test some things, namely the new late game monsters. And what I mean by that is we're going to have to test and see if they're vulnerable to traps. I'm going to turn off mod API and fight them to see possibly what their weaknesses are, if any. Now, I do know that the sausage party monster, when it is broken up into several wieners, it is pretty weak. I think their hit points are low per weenie, but that's what today's episode is all about. Testing. Now, the sun's going down. Let's change that. There we go. It's morning time. Also, I like to test base designs to kind of come up with a decision on what exactly I want to do. I usually like to try new things when it comes to base design, and we'll probably go over that in a live stream on Twitch. Possibly this weekend. I don't know. One of the main things is, I'm pretty sure that the sausage party monster is invulnerable to traps. But what I don't know is if the Megan Cross monster is vulnerable to traps. And that's one of the biggest things I want to test in this episode. I believe the best way to fight these monsters, or mutants, is with a modern bow. We're going to see if the crossbow adds up to an already effective modern bow. Now, what we do know is that these mutants in particular are devastating to a structure. How devastating they are to defense walls, rock walls, I have no idea. We're going to test that out on our base as well. I want to fight him out in the open first, and then I want to try to defend from my base from the last series. So, there's only one way to get this party started. Let's pull out the artifact, and let's smash this bitch in the ground. Ah, yeah. And now, we wait. Alright, now, it looks like we have a Megan Cross monster. And what I want to test is the trap. So right now I'm in God mode, so I can't be harmed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a happy birthday trap. Lure it in, see what happens. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and kill any unwanteds. Looks like there's one way out there. Just show you guys kind of the accuracy of this crossbow. If I didn't already demonstrate that in the last video. This thing is stupid accurate. See that cannibal way out there? Oh, he moved. Let him stand still. It's just as easy as that, and he's dead. Okay, now let's go ahead and get his attention. God, man, those things are fucking deadly. Okay, come on in. Bring it on in here. Okay, it's shitting out babies. Fantastic. That'll give us something to eat later. And okay. So the happy birthday traps worked. They worked a little too well. I really don't know. Oh, look, we've got a floppy sausage monster. Awesome. So we'll let that thing kind of accumulate. I cannot believe it one-shotted a Megan Cross monster. Insta-kill is off, mind you. I want to see how effective this crossbow is at shooting wieners. See if we can hit one of them. God, they're so hard to hit. Okay. So, yeah, they're really low HP. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn off God mode, and we're going to try to fight this thing. So we'll let it accumulate. We'll let it flop around and with its counterparts and have just a good old time. And we're going to pull out possibly, let's see, a samurai sword. Alright, God mode is off. Let's see if these things, when they're separate, if they can hurt us. I have on a lot of armor. Yeah, they're not really doing anything but flopping in my face and making me feel awkward. They're not ruining my armor. Yeah, okay, so they can't hurt you when they're in their floppy dong configuration. Holy shit. A bunch of them just exploded. That was cool. Or no, that was body chunks. They landed on a bunch of dead bodies. Okay, so that move knocks you down. I'm not taking any damage. That's really strange. Let's get a little bit closer. Okay, now it's forming the full-on sausage mode. Okay, yep, that took a bar of health. That knocked off one of our armor. Okay, that didn't. And this is in hard mode, mind you. Alright, but it doesn't really seem to be hurting me all that much. Let's let it whack us in the face. Yeah, none of my armor's falling off. That is extremely odd because I have God mode turned off. So maybe this thing isn't as OP as I thought. It will fuck your base up. I do know that for a fact. We'll have to lure this thing down by the base and see what it can do against our defense walls. I've also turned off fog. Here we go. Come on, drop right on my face. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, we are not taking any damage. I am extremely confused. It did knock off one of our armors. Let's run through the floppy mess. You know, I wonder if they keep breeding or if they have a limit. Because it kind of seems like it's getting bigger and bigger. It's really strange. Alright, let's let it hit us. Yeah, now that took an armor off. Okay, so this thing isn't as terrifying as I thought, and neither is the Megan Cross monster. I cannot believe the happy birthday trap ended the Megan Cross monster. That was amazing. So it still takes several fucking hits. Let's go ahead and see if we can hit this thing. Okay, so you hit it once and it falls apart. Awesome. So now that we know that creepy armor is extremely OP, it's one of the reasons I survived 100 days in the last series. I almost think that creepy armor is a bit too OP, and it kind of makes the game easy. I think possibly in the next series, I won't use creepy armor. I think I'll just use bone armor to kind of, you know, make it a little bit more difficult. Yeah, it's definitely not hurting me like I want it to. And as stated before, this is in hard mode. If anything, man, what the new late game bosses are base enders. So I'm going to go ahead and lure him over to the base. And we're going to see how effective it is against actual defense walls and traps. Okay, so I picked up the artifact. I'm going to run it over, and I'm actually going to turn it on and put it inside my base. Okay, let's go ahead and stab this into the ground. Right about there. Let's lure it in. Let's see what it does. We've got rock walls going all the way around this base. As I stated before, this is the base that I used in the last series. If you guys didn't see that series, go back and check it out. It was dope. Definitely the best series I've ever done. Okay, so it is invulnerable to traps. And this thing is exactly what I thought it is. It's a base ender. That's what this in-game creature is. Yup. Yes, sir. And that's what I wanted to figure out. Okay. So, yeah. The new late game monster ends bases. There's really nothing you can do in defense. I had a stone defense wall all the way around, 3 stacks high. And I also had the wooden defense walls all the way around. And it didn't seem to help. So for everybody out there that likes to cower in their base surrounded by traps, like I do, sit around with the modern bow and shoot the shit out of anything that's close, I don't think you can no longer do that. Now, I'm wondering how late in the game this creature spawns. That's what I'm most curious about, because it is a late game creature. And I'm almost wondering if the Megan Cross monster is as effective against your base as the Sausage Party monster. Okay, so here we are back in the game. And as for the Megan Cross monster, I still don't have an official name for that yet. They seem to be pretty weak. As well as the sausage monster. As long as you can catch it before it multiplies, you're in good shape. But if you slack off or you're doing something in the base and it has time to multiply, you're in deep shit. You definitely want to get out of your base and you want to run somewhere other than your base. As far as the Megan Cross monster, it is very vulnerable to traps. I actually battled one of these yesterday, and it seems pretty weak. So even though these late game monsters are effective at destroying your base, they're not really too hard to fight. So, for everybody out there that was terrified that they were going to get completely wrecked, and mind you, I tested all this on hard mode. All they really do is they bring a new element to the game, and if they catch you sleeping, your base is at risk. I don't think I've ever been more excited to start a new series on this game. Now what we got to do is pick a location. I've got a pretty good idea as to what kind of base I'm going to build. And like I said, I may test those in the live stream this weekend. I'm not sure. I may do it sooner. Who knows? But what I usually like to do is I like to cut down all the trees in the forest. Just go ahead and wipe them out and kind of get a good idea on a location based on the surface level. I chose this area because I believe it is the biggest, flattest spot in the forest, and it served me well. There's several places that I haven't built, and that's up in the north-facing mountain in the snow, which I'm not too excited about. I don't think I'll do that. I've never built in the water. I think that's a bitch move. I definitely want to be in danger, and also for this playthrough, I'm going to be starting a server. I don't know if I mentioned that before. So later on in the series, I may invite people in. I'm not 100% sure on that either. You know, we're just going to kind of cross those bridges when we get there. But as for now, if you've watched my previous series on this game, and there's a specific spot, maybe a challenging spot you want me to build, let me know down in the comment section. I think we've pretty much covered everything on the update, so this will definitely be the last video. I look forward to building a roller coaster that spouts me out into the butthole. That's going to be very interesting. But I guess that about wraps it up. So, I will see you in the next one. And now, it's time to kick a freestyle. But first, if you enjoyed the content, finger me, subscribe, and flick my ding-dong so you'll be notified when I upload a video. Help me in the battle to stay full-time by becoming a member or a Patreon and join the ever-growing community that is the Mad Army. Do you want to support but have no cash? That's easy. You can donate money for free by sampling an app at recharge.com on your mobile phone. Just click the link in the description. If you want to rep the Mad Army, check out the merch at acquired.com. Join the Discord. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You want to talk some shit? Check me out on Twitch every weekend. All the links are down in the basement. The same place you'll be if you want to talk some shit. Hey Normie, give me a beat. The weenie monster, it just flopped on my base like a bologna lobster. It flops around on the ground like a bullfrog. I think I'll stab it with a stick, make a hot dog. If I'm gonna be honest with myself, when I see them dongs, I'm overwhelmed. I wanna put one in my butt, but it might multiply and blow out my guts.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again. If you need help, hang up and then dial your operator. Thank you.